Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it's Fm21, it is the bottom of Xmas Challenge or Christmas Challenge, whatever you want to call it. It's Leeds United, it's all those sort of things. And we have got a game against Southampton in the Premier League at Ellen Road. We've actually got a double header today. We've also got Spurs as well after New Year's Day on the 2nd. We currently lie in last place where we were sat in when we started the season and started our save with Leeds on the 25th of December. However, we have played one game since then. It was against Southampton, and I really do wish we filmed it for YouTube. It was an incredible game that we came back in a 3-2 win against Southampton. We were 2-0 down, as you can see, 46 and 49th minute after half-time before Rafinha scored and Mr. Helder Costa came off the bench and decided to do absolutely bits and do everything that I ever wanted to see from him as well. I would love to see if we can see the goals here. Few things to say. The match engine is wow. It looks physically a lot better. And the cleanness of it is really nice. The skin's really nice and everything. I would like to just be able to go and see the goals and that, but I don't know if we can do that this year or not. No? Okay. I wanted to just go here and be can we see the goals? But no. All good. Can I go and find the goals in here? I just want to show you the goals that happen. Nope. Oh, that's poor. We used to be able to go and just do oh yeah, they're the goals of the game. Well, great, not a problem. And I still haven't figured my way around doing that. We're also in the same stream that you saw from episode 1. Links down below. Come follow us live. We haven't done the badge update yet. That will come around when that comes out and available. Look, you look at our camera, by the way. It's up here. Hello. Yes, we're up here. There's a lot more happening in the bottom left-hand corner now from in games. So now we should be able to do on that. Anyhow. We're currently only 1 point outside the zone. I'm going to highlight it a little bit more. Technically a win here, and we could be out of the relegation zone. And that's the thing, this squad is good enough. The fact we were 2-0 down playing well and came back and lost, we came back and won, from being in a losing position, kind of highlights that even away from Southampton, we're good enough to do the job. Now, it is depending on what we want to do here. They're saying that we should change. I'm going to keep the team the same that just won. Depending on fitness. I also think that the team as well, apart from the two silly moments we conceded, that's why I want to show you the goals. One was a long ball and the other one we just completely switched off for Danny Ings was let in. We defended well as a whole. In that first half, we were really good. Fitness-wise, we actually look pretty decent. People do look fit. That's their conditioning. And this is their match sharpness. So as long as that heart is healthy, we're pretty happy. And yeah, that's what I'm reading into that as well. We also have the transfer window coming up. I don't particularly mind about that too much as well at the moment. But yeah, the team is as follows. I actually switched it with Rodrigo going in the hole and Bamford going up top. North Beach, yo, good to see you, my man. There we are. But yeah, Rodrigo playing in the hole. Bamford absolutely had a shocker in game number 1. He missed, I think, a couple massive chances in the first half, and then in the second half was that bad that we absolutely took him off, moved Rodrigo up top, moved Pablo Hernandez into the hole, and took Harrison off for Helder Costa, and in the end worked beautifully. I'm going to leave Helder Costa, though, as a super sub for the time being. You know, Harrison can definitely do what they need to do. They're really happy with the tactics, which is nice, and just note how clean, YouTube, that this is. Right? You've got tactical awareness. You know, people that are happy with the tactic nod and they're pleased that we're going with this tactic. There's no changes from last tactic, or else they would be in here. Opposition instructions. There's none been set right now, but I'll set that up when we start the game. And then, yeah, obviously, if they disagree, they're going to tell you in here too. It's really nice to see. We go to the match itself. The teams are warming up. It should let us get into getting into the dressing room and that. This is my favourite screen out of all. The fact that you get to see the team sheet physically is amazing. The only thing that could make it better is I could click on Calvin Phillips' name and be like, oh, I want to see your stats, right? But yeah, as you can see here, they're lining up very similar to what they lined up against us. I think Romeo didn't start, Stuart Armstrong didn't start. Obafemi Martin scored against us. George Magic comes in. So yeah, interesting. That's all going on there. I really do love this as well. Look, you can choose to throw your arms in anger, point the finger at people, hands together, hands in pockets, hands on hips, fist pump furiously, outstretched arms. There's a water bottle throwing option at half time that I'm going to reserve for the games where it's truly needed. But yeah, I cannot wait to actually delve into this. I'm going to just put my Gonna actually just go with outstretched arms and just go and... maybe not. I'm going to put my hands together and just say, come on, show me what you can do. The players look a bit half-assed. That's all right. Can I go to the tactics screen? Yeah, and I can go to opposition instructions in here. I am going to do what I always do on FM, and I didn't do this until after we were 2-0 down, and it worked. We'll get on with that. Yeah, we know Walcott's on the bench. I saw enough of the first meeting. We're going to go out there and get the job done. Don't have an opinion anyway. We're going to do well. They should win this one fairly comfortably, and we're away. Here we go, Ellen Road in all its glory. Look at the cut screens, the fading of it. It's so nice. And away we go. Interesting that we're a bit low here with the TV camera. Yeah, I want a bit more height. That's all right, though. Maybe it's because we're at Ellen Road. At Southampton's ground, at St. Mary's, really nice, the TV camera. And as it stands, though, early highlight going in the way of Southampton. Josh Madgen now with the ball. Rodrigo picks it up, Ayling. Klitsch missed the penalty in that game as well. Was well saved by Foster. And then Klitsch picks it up. Calvin Phillips bombing forward is exactly what you want to see. And that is just poor, though. And in the end, that's the highlight. Looks like they're in pretty poor morale. But we haven't really been scoring anyway. Rodrigo does well. Bamford wins the header. And in the end, it's a ball out to Harrison. And it's a good touch from him as well. And Jack Harrison beating men at will. Going down his left-hand side. Can he get a ball across the box? He does. Bamford, bang. Look, Patrick didn't score game number 1. He missed a lot of chances. But here we go. Patrick's scores are pretty good. Why have I got a FIFA career mode vibe from it? I don't know. I don't. I actually think this is really nice. In the end, great move. Patrick scores. And Paddy Bamford getting his first for me. He's 7th for the year in general. And we are 1-0 to the good. We move up to 16th in the table. Nice to see as well. And just pause. I love all of this. I love that the fact the goals are going up and they're telling you where they're coming up from. I love that we can actually click into here and we can change instructions on the fly, or we can go into the tactics and sub-screen. Right, I'm loving all of this. This is why I've moved my webcam, by the way, because all you're missing here is the play button. And as we say this, Dallas beating one, going down this outside lane. Here we go. Getting to the byline. Can he get a ball in? Oh, he does well. Ball in, cleared away. And more than just cleared away. On the break goes Danny Ings now. And that's a ball towards Josh Madger, but picked up by Diogo. And we're going to keep it well. And Messalaya is going to get on it. Lorente's ball, looking for Rafinha. Good touch from Rafinha too. And that's a ball towards Patrick Bamford. Steps on it. Phillips. Oh, needed. Okay, never mind. I need the keeper now badly. Where did that come from? Such a good moment. And Calvin Phillips just goes, nope, I don't know how to play a pass. That's all come from this, that Phillips just stops. And then it's one long ball. That's exactly how we conceded both the goals at Southampton in the last game too. It was just over the top. Anyway, Calvin Phillips yet again. Good ball over to Jack Harrison. It's only been 10 minutes. That's the crazy part too. That is not... That's the one thing I've noticed with this Leeds team is... Oh, God. No one go with Danny Ings then. This is the first thing I noticed is that we get in good areas and then they do something stupid like that. Put the ball into the 6-yard box, man. Whip it across the 6-yard area. Anyway, Llorente, Messler, good ball in the Klitsch. Well played out. Klitsch, however you pronounce it. That's good from him. Calvin Phillips now, inside the Rodrigo. Bombing on. Here, this is what we want to see from the man. Beats a couple. Get into the byline. In the end, falls to Harris. Goes for goal. Foster saves. In the end, not bad. I'm actually going to... I've got us on extended highlights. I might change that now. Anyway, Luke Ayling. Rafinha. Ball in blocked. Rafinha again. Rodrigo. Klitsch. Hits that. Straight at Foster. Yeah, let's get us on key highlights now. I've seen enough of the games now to know what's going on. Here we are. Currently back down in the 20th now. We were as high as 16th at one stage. Could have been out of it anyway. Rafinha wins. Rodrigo now. Haven't got enough out of him yet, but he wins the ball back here and he goes on a little bit of a run. I don't like that we don't have enough people getting forward. Like right now, pause. I'm sorry, but Dallas, why aren't you here? It's a simple ball for Click to put it into you. We just get forward some. Why is it... Oh my God. Look at the space out wide, boys. We probably could score from this highlight. But here to my Twitch chat. This is what I'm meaning. We have got good amount of numbers in and around in congested areas. Great. But this is where, with the ball, I want to get them playing into these wider areas. Look, man. Look. If you just turn Phillips and play him in here, we've got 3 guys that are going to tap their box for you. Even better yet, you can lay it back here. We got a ball on here. We can just go the other way. But no, we're going to probably lose it, aren't we? Harris does well. Goes for goal. Wood's just wide. But I'm sorry, with one simple ball, you just cut the whole defence out. Madonna mia. I don't want to have to look for the overlap because that cuts out that passage of play where you do have players come inside. But yeah. Anyway, Cooper wins. Rodrigo, Klitsch. Good ball. That's not. Never mind. Take that back. He's giving the ball away again. I'm going to drop him. We need another centre mid. Just going to tell you right now, our first transfer is going to be a centre mid because we don't really have one. Cooper does well. Rodrigo does nice. Nat's looking for Bamford. That's not going to find him with that ball there. And Foster extravagantly picks it up. And that is fired into the middle of the park. Bamford wins it again. Patrick's away. 1-on-1. Comes the keeper in the end. It's poor from Patrick. Should have put us 2-1 up. Anyway, Calvin Phillips now on the ball. Good in the jack. Looking for Bamford. That is not good enough, though, from Patrick. And now we're on the break. Armstrong. Romu. It's a good ball to Walker Peters. It's nice to see that Southampton can find their fullbacks in space. Dedge hits. That's hit the post. We're lucky. But yet again, similar situation. Southampton find their fullback. We don't. We're having so much space down there too. I don't want to have to say, look for the overlap. Because what that does mean... Right, a lot of people think, oh, great, they'll get forward and overlap. No, they're naturally going to overlap no matter what instruction you put on here, right? Because it's all about if your wingbacks on support, attack, defend, whatever. This just means to your team that, okay, I'm with Rodrigo in the middle of the park. I've got Bamford running in, and I've got my wingers coming inside, and they're in good areas that I could slip him in for a 1v1. If I turn on those instructions, he would physically wait and stop until a fullback overlaps to give it to him. I don't want that to now become stagnant and structured. I want that to be just expressive and fluid. That, okay, in that situation which we had before, play the fullback that's overlapping. Great. Not a problem. Or you have the highlight which happens and Harrison gets it inside and has a moment, right? But pick the moment to do that. Just, yeah. Maybe that will come with a bit more fluidity that we get when we learn the system too, because we've only been in charge for a few days. But I just think as professional footballers, like, come on. Especially when they're in that much space. Rodrigo, Klitsch, doesn't win it. Harrison, Klitsch, Calvin. Haven't seen him hit one from distance yet. Rafinha, good spot inside. Bamford, that is a well-worked move. As long as it's not offside for VAR, we're happy. Nah, I don't like passing the space either, because then that detracts from the possession-based system we've built here. It wasn't offside, it's a goal. Phillips again, gets on it. See, I do like this short amount of passing in the end. It's good touch. Patrick Bamford, great finish. Keeper wrong-footed. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with the amount of goals we're getting. The lighting just goes a bit darker, but that's fine. And I haven't seen us have a corner yet, but the ball is in. And I tell you what, nearly scored from it too. It's a good save from Forster. And he goes, oh God, they're on the break. Do we get hit by the long ball twice? Referee, it should have been half time. Referee. We're in for a very long year. Two things. First thing, we should have time wasted the corner, so we made sure it was the last kick of the half. B, by the time they broke, it was already, should have been half time. Stupid. Defensively, we look very vulnerable on the break, from what I've seen so far, but it might just be because we're playing Southampton home and away in 2 consecutive games, and they are just a very direct side with 2 up top. And then Harrison inside. Good ball. What a movement. That should have been a goal. This is why I love Football Manager this year. It's just that movement there is just so nippy. It's brilliant. We are all over them. 11 shots, 10, by the way, up here. It says there. Expected goals are 1.1 this game, or this half. Anyway, we'll get another one, that's for sure. We should. Inside Armstrong. Ings. So yet again, Walker Peters getting in a good area and getting the ball. Where our fullbacks do that, we don't even keep it. Yet again, another fullback out wide. That should not happen. We should be out of the box by then. If they score, I'm going to very question the back four and why I haven't pushed out the box. My God, what a save. Ian Mislayer, what a save. Get out the area, boys. Held Acosta, warm up. Steffens, Dej. Lag spike, interesting. Dej again, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Mr. Wolf, brother. Good tackle from Klitsch, wins it. Rodrigo, can we go on the break now? Godson, there's a good ball to Rafinha. Oh, it was the right idea. Anyway, Dallas picks it up. Jack Harrison. Dallas wants it. Play him! Is it physically impossible to get people to play fullbacks? We're getting the absolutely right run out of him. They're getting in the perfect area. Play him the ball. Well done, Rodrigo. I haven't seen anything really from you, but that's a good run. Rafinha now. Klitsch. That is a ball and a half. That is a ball and a half. And as long as it's onside, well done. I'm digging Fm21. I am too, Wolf brother. I'm loving the movement of players off the ball. I'm loving the situations and the passing ability. Like, look how fluid it is. It's just Jack realises to come back on side and make a darting run in between. The ball hasn't come out wide. The ball's come in between people. It's so good to see, right? The only thing that I have hated so far is the fact that our fullbacks are getting in great areas and they're not getting the ball. Luke Ayling, by the way, is on a 6.2. I haven't made any changes yet. We're going to make a double change here. Helder Costa got a couple of goals last game out. Jack Harrison's having a pretty good game. I'm actually going to get him out for Rafinha, right? And I'm going to bring in... I'm going to bring Noah in, actually, for Mateus. And I'm going to bring Daniel in. I'm going to make a triple change. Noah's got to get himself a... is a bit more of a defensive option. Noah's got to get himself a debut under me as a 17-year-old. Anyway, Cooper wins the header. Jack Harrison, on loan from City, and away he goes. We got Bamford out wide, who does love this area too. Here goes Patrick. Ball in a Helder Costa. Doesn't get there, but we will win the second ball. Noah Kenny. That's a good ball out towards Dallas. The first person that's found a fullback. In the end, though, that was poor. The one time we find the fullback wasn't the right time. Bamford looked off, and he put it wide. It would have been a goal kick. Ooh. Anyway, time ticking. A win here would be massive. 6 points in our first 2 games would be huge. Time is ticking away. Likes and dislikes about the game. We'll get to it in a second, Ark. Let's get to the game first. Can we, change the position of people? Oh, we do it here now. See, this is why I have to do this. Yep, let's do that. Let's go now as a defensive winger on defend. A defensive winger on defend. 2 wing backs on defend, or fullback on defend, and a fullback on defend. Right. And we'll have Rodrigo just play as an advanced playmaker on support. Let's go to very defensive. Let's time waste, please. Still look to keep the ball, and if we get that far forward, sure. Let's just drop off and give them no space in behind, because that's what they want. And in transition, regroup and hold the shape. Slow down the pace. Thank you for the host, Michael. How are you, mate? Confirm those changes. Time ticks away. We just want to get home now. Just no highlight. Thank you very much. Another 3-2 win. Should have won that game easy. Look at the stats. Expected goals of the game is a 2.48. Really probably should have been at least a third, if not at least a fourth, if not a fifth in that game for us. We 58% of the ball at home at Ellen Road, dominated. Just at the back, a little bit suspect. You know, maybe Luke Ayling caught out a couple, Dallas caught out a couple of times, but mainly in those moments that we have been caught out in, and if you watch the game back, right, you will see that the moments they've been caught out is the moments they really should have got on the ball. It's the moments they've got high and wide. It's the moments where our centre mids in Phillips and in, who started there? Klitsch, right, should have got on the ball and should have sprayed it into the space. But it didn't really have it. Anyway, into the dressing room we go. Outstretched arms and praise. Well done. That's a good win. Look, at the end of the day, to me, it does not matter if we're winning games 3-2 or 3-0. And I love all the questions and that, and everything's like quite nice. Like, look at this. Like, you get to see what's going on. I'm a firm believer that we've got what it takes to turn things around. I don't think can override domestic influence. Yeah, like, you get press conference. I really am digging what FM have done. Well, what Football Manager and SI have done at the moment. Can I just say, second episode in, we're out the relegation zone. Love that. Absolutely love that. But yeah, I'm loving everything that's going on with FM at the moment. The match engine looks clean. You can see that players are physically, like FM said they would, physically understanding and thinking. At the like Rodrigo, back in FM20, when that goal that we scored the third, he would have ran straight into that cul-de-sac and just shot. Because that's what the coding said. Instead, he realised he's running into a cul-de-sac of 4 guys. He caught on the ball. He turned back, played a ball inside. Harrison realised that, hang on, Rodrigo's turned around, so I can't make my run forward because I'm going to be offside now because I'm going to push up. Came back into offside position. It's like, okay, now I'm going to arc my run back inside to see if I can get the ball again. Ball comes in between the defenders. Goal. Like, I'm really liking how you can see the thinking in that. Hopefully then that we will find that, you know, as the system becomes a little bit more learnt, we'll find those passes to the fullbacks that are overlapping to get even more chances created. But first 2 games and first game on YouTube, really, really good. We're going to be back in just a second, YouTube, with a little bit of a cut into the Spurs game. I'll see you then for that one. Don't go anywhere. We have got Spurs at home. Win that one. Boys. We're not going down, are we, really? Not going down with Leeds. We've got pretty blessed that we are Leeds. See you guys in a second. Thank you. Thank you for the follow as well. Live on Twitch. Links down below, YouTube. See you in a second. Welcome back, YouTube. It is now time for game number 2. We have got Spurs in a massive game here at Ellen Road. You will notice on screen we do actually have the badges in. Brain fart from me. You can always use last year's badge pack, Damien, and put it in there. You don't have to wait for an official FM21 one. And in the end, we used last year's, reloaded it in, and bang, there you go. So a little trick for everybody. Just use last year's. It still works. But yeah, there we are. We have obviously the badge pack from last year. That's all nice and loaded. And we are looking pretty nice. Like I said, apparently scored. To me, I don't see any other option but to start the team as we just started it. Like, we've won 2 games on the trot. There's no point. Maybe here. Maybe we start Koch over Cooper. I'm going to do it just because it's Spurs. And Cooper maybe is a little bit slower, but that's really it. Apparently they lack familiarity. That's fine. And Luke Ayling looks good. And Rodrigo's been really, really happy because he's playing in a position that really suits him. We are going to get the teams warming up, and we're going to get into this as well. And hopefully we go and put in a solid performance. Look, we've been playing some decent football. I do expect Spurs to beat us, but it would be nice. They've got a very good lineup. Look at that. Dele Alli's starting, Bale starting, Son starting, Kane starting. It's not bad team at all. Sissoko on the bench, Birdwin on the bench, Carlos Vinicius on the bench, Joe Hart on the bench, the backup goalkeeper. It's not bad. Their bench is good. I'm just going to be extra times. I'm going to pick off where you left off last time. The boys look up for it, which is really nice. And hopefully they do pick off where we left off last time as well. Into the tunnel we go. I need to go into the opposition. It's alright. I'm going to send the head of you for this. I'm quickly going to skip and pause because we need to go into their opposition. I always forget to do this now that it's not on like a screen that pops up. Ask the assistant before we go in and we press him, please. Confirm that change. And here we are. Away we go. Koch on it. His first start. It's a bit of a wet day here in here at Ellen Road, but we don't mind that. Rodrigo going on the overlap. Oh my. For a second I thought he scored. Overlap, by the way. No, he's not. He's just going on a run. Harry Kane, Heung-min Son. I expect this game to be very end-to-end. Maybe not this end-to-end. Heung-min Son now. Good from Klitsch. Great challenge. And it's going to fall to Rafinha. And if that could be the highlight and just take my nerves, not bad. All right. Why is the height of the camera never good? Like, give me some height. Yes, that's better. All right, good. Let's go. Their bench is amazing too. A rainy day at Ellen Road, expecting losing the ball in the middle. Yeah, we could be losing the ball in the middle. So could they. Wet day makes for good football. Makes for an even game of football. Rafinha's effort. I actually think it was a chipped cross instead of an effort now that I saw that. Anyway, Phillips, Rafinha. Look at the overlapping run. There we go. We finally found an overlapping movement. Dallas, ball in. Rafinha didn't get there. Son, need a win at Klitsch and does. Gets back on it again. Can he get a good ball? Yes, he does. Luke Ayling, bombing on. This is your moment, son. Cuts at Klitsch. Cuts at Rafinha. One of you's put it in the box. Goal. Surely, no. Blocked on the goal line. One of those headers from Rafinha when she's headed back to Luke Ayling, he should have really flicked that goal. But in the end, that's a well-worked move. Diogo, should have played him inside. Phillips, Diogo blocked. Oh, what a start, boys. Apparently it's offside against Harrison. That's a start and a half from Leeds United. Don't think Spurs really expected this sort of start from us, but that is a start and a half. I also just realised that's the same thing. We don't want that. Leeds formation. Yeah, we'll do that. Jose looking scared. Yeah, Mourinho does not like it. Anyway, he hasn't met... Never mind, I'm going to shut up now as Kane runs in 1v1. It's Harry Kane, he shouldn't miss, yeah. No, there you go. I was just about to say, yeah, he should look scared because I'm Damiano Alloy. We do things on FM. Never mind that. It is 1-0 Spurs. Ouchie. It's just poor from Calvin Phillips. He has been really poor, Calvin. I expect him to be the best player on the park for us. He has been really poor. Calvin, though, ball in back stick. Bamford heads. I'm going to shut up now because every time I say something, they do something. Keep doing what you're doing, Calvin. Patrick Bamford scores his 9th for the year at the back stick. And it's 1-1 just like that. Point would be huge. And if we go to Holgerberg, he's not 100% fit. 37 minutes played. In terms of the stats, we're keeping more of the ball. We have a better goal expectancy than them. We have a freeze in the game. Right. Is it me or did Football Manager just like completely stop? Rightio. Oh no. Alright, YouTube, what we're gonna do is... Did you save? We always save before the game. Always save before a game, so yeah, I did save. That hasn't gone the plan. Pretty sure I saved before the thing. Let's find out. Can't really afford to restart and go again because I've got to be somewhere. Right. Well, worst comes to worst, YouTube. We're going to see where we saved. Should have been okay. And yeah. Pretty sure we saved. I'm like a compulsive Control S saver. That nervous moment when Football Manager crashes. I never really have a moment. And it just came out of nowhere. We haven't had any real problems with FM at all. But there you go. Yeah, that's the first crash I've seen in all of the FM streams that I've been in too today. No, time to find out. Yeah, rip to our clutch equaliser. Same here. Alright, YouTube. If Damo broke for FM, did because we were drawing with Spurs. We would have saved before Spurs. Right. Alright, YouTube, what I'm going to do... is, well, I've got to go out. I'm going to make sure that we play that game against Southampton, we win. If I can't replicate a 3-2 win, I'm taking any sort of win. Right? And then we'll get to the Spurs game. But that's stupid. I definitely have saved as well. Fuck me. Welcome back, YouTube. Obviously, you guys would have seen the crash against Spurs last night. And obviously would have saw the actual game that we played against Southampton where we won 3-2 in another thriller. As you can see, you won't see behind my face, but as you can see down here, we actually did win the game. When we played it again, we are now in 15th. So what it means after winning the game, we won the game 5-2. I'm going to go through the goals here quickly before I go to work so we can just get into the Spurs game when we do get home from work. I think we gained an extra 2 positions. I think it was 7-8th after our win. I'm not too sure, can't really remember. But, we definitely think we climbed out of the relegation zone. But, obviously, I'd rather the 3-2 win. You guys saw it, nitty-gritty, great game. And it's important to put the crashes in there. It is the beta. It does happen. Just make sure you're saving. I'm a compulsive saver usually, so don't know what happened there anyway. I'm currently downloading last year's phase pack and seeing if that's going to work for this year. Copying it across from FM20 to FM21. If that works, not too bad. And as I've been mentioning, can you please give me ideas for nations down below? At the moment, a lot of my Discord calling for Austria, but they have some really interesting rules that I think could hinder them. From winning a Champions League in like 20 years' time, an Austrian club. But we'll get to that at some stage. Let's focus on Leeds and having a really good time here for the next few seasons or however long it takes. Anyway, played this game for some context. Had to leave last night. Was to play the Spurs game, go get my girlfriend because we're having dinner here at home. In the end, left, put this game back on, went and picked up the girlfriend, was annoyed, come home. It was 4-1 at half time. And I was like, the one game I don't watch, we're 4-1 up. So I don't even know the goals. So in the end, Clicks plays Bamford. Good to see Bamford scoring as well. Like Bamford scored 2 after having a poor game at day one under me as well on Boxing Day. So nice to see that. I know Rodrigo scores a couple and he literally did nothing for me. What a run. Please tell me he scored. Okay, that could be goal of the year. That is a really nice goal. If we're going to get absolutely highlights like that from world-class players, then out of this world, and he is pretty damn decent this year on FM, is Rodrigo. Rafinha finds Bamford. I love that little 1-2 move this year on FM. You never got to really see too much of that come off last year. And in the end, playing some scintillating football, 3-0 to the good Rafinha again. Danny Ings finds Josh Maja, finds DJ, who beats his man down the line. And still gets there, and in the end, it's a very nice finish and a very nice goal. Players with high agility, high dribbling, and got some good mentals, I think this year are going to be really good. And players with good mentals in a defending sense are going to be really good as well. Anyway, Rodrigo gets on the ball, back to Luke Ayling, whose first time ball finds Harrison, and in the end, probably Forster should do better. But 4-1 at half time. I've come home now and just like, wow. And then while trying to eat dinner, they made it 4-2, and I was like, don't you dare come back and just do what you're going to do. In the end, bit of a lag spike there. Walker Peters finds Danny Ings. Great finish from the boy. Do love Danny Ings in real life, being an ex-Liverpool lad, and I just think he just gives his all for no matter who he's playing for. It's really nice to see. Anyway, Harrison finds Phillips, finds Dallas on the overlap, found the overlap a couple more times in this game, and in the end, it's a good ball into the space. I'm surprised the keeper hasn't come for it. Rodrigo's got there first. It's a nice ball though, it's good build-up play, and I just think that this year, that's a bit of a bug that the names don't come up that they've scored there. Just think this year, and I think we've seen it now, is that the match engine and how players are thinking in order to create chances is so much better. Obviously in the game that we watched, in the 3-2 game, players were thinking in that, but the obvious passes out wide weren't happening. Looks like in this game here, and from what I've seen, obviously, is that as the system's being developed, they will look for those overlaps a little bit more, which is really good. And if we can get a balance between those little 1-2s inside and finding those inside inverted wingers, inside forwards, would be really good. One thing tactically, and I don't think I mentioned it in episode 1, and if I did, I apologise. I was too excited. Is the reason why we're using inverted wingers or any of the systems is it gives you this little description of what they do. And as you can see, as an inverted winger, he actually stays that bit deeper, links up play, and then eventually will look to get inside and get a ball in. Also with that, if he's on attack, he'll get further forward, and for me, that means he'll also get into this spaces here. So as an inside forward, he's only ever going to look to break the line and get in 1v1 from what that description says. To me, an inverted winger is going to look to link up play, get your ball to your 10, create space for fullback overlapping, but on attack, we'll also look to get in behind if the opportunity arises. So with that in mind, I've definitely left it, and Rafinha having a very good day out there as well. I'm really happy that he's Brazilian. I feel for Helder Costa because he obviously played game number 1 and scored, and then in game number 2, in the actual 3-2, I think he came off the bench and scored an absolute worldie again. But yeah, obviously feel for him too. In terms of that, I don't think it's nor here nor there that we won 5-2 or 3-2. I think because there was a couple of different results, we're now a bit higher than what we were. I think you guys and me all know that I think that we're going to stay up pretty easy, and the fact that it was Leeds United that were bottom was pretty interesting, and it's going to make things very, very interesting for me for the next couple of seasons. I'm already going to commit to probably 2 seasons at a minimum for this save, and maybe even a third, and if I really enjoy it, a 4th or a 5th. And the longer we can commit to this save, of course, gives more time to people at FM Scout and that to release more European leagues, and who knows, we might get more opportunity to come up with a nation that we're going to do our main save with as well, because we haven't been set on that. Last thing I'm going to say before we get into the Spurs game, and I don't want this to go too long, is links down below. Obviously follow us live on Twitch. when you see this, we've already had one Twitch stream where we've talked about it. But over the coming week, I'm going to be at least once during the stream, usually when there's the most people in the stream and more my regulars, we're going to go through the nations that I think that would make good candidates to do a build the nation save with. And discuss why I think it would be good, discuss why I think there could be problems, and how challenging it could be, and really see if we can find a nation that's not too bad as well to do the build a nation save with. For me, Iceland was so good because it had very lenient rules in terms of who you could sign. There was a lot of good youth flying around with teams with good youth academies, and it was like, not a problem. You look at some other of the leagues around, there's some interesting rules around in Europe. Some nations have no real rules in their leagues, which is great, but some nations have a lot of rules, and that might not be a bad thing as well. It's just about finding the balance of which one we think, okay, that's going to be good and that one's not. We'll talk about that more on stream, and that's more for you guys to go, look, there's a link down below if you're loving the FM content. Stick around the YouTube channel. Let's try and grow the channel. At 220 when we started this video, the goal is to get to 300 by the end of the year. Come check it out. That's all I'm going to say. And next time we see each other, it'll be the Spurs game. And hopefully it's 1-1 after 10 minutes and no crash. And we're well in the game there against Spurs at home at Elland Road. Welcome back, YouTube. It's day of Spurs game. Take 2, obviously, in the last little part. You would have seen the crash. And obviously us at 1-1 and crashing. You would have seen us then beat Southampton. This time around, 5-2 instead of 3-2. And we currently do live 15th still in the table. And now we have got Spurs at home, who are 11th this year in the Prem, which we can maybe get at them. You never know. That's the thing. When I saw Leeds, 8 points, not too far away from the pack as well, because they're all on 12 or 13 points. The fact we had Southampton in our first 10 games, and we've only lost one game by more than 1 goal this season before I took over. I was kind of sitting here going, I think we know what's going to happen. If we were to win this game today, I'm going to make the very bold prediction. We're going to finish top half and threaten 7th or 8th. Now, that's a big prediction. And that's especially before we play Spurs, who could go out here and score 5 goals, right? But honestly, looking at that table and looking how close this is, if we go on some run of form and the whole month of January is pretty good, if we can maybe go out there in January, get as many points on the board as possible, I think after this, my next 4 games, I think of 4 games that we should win, right, on paper. If we can do that, all of a sudden I'm looking at 20-odd points, and depending on the points that Burnley, Wolves, Newcastle, Fulham are getting, right, and we play Fulham in this run as well, I honestly think we can go out there and go, hey, is 8th really not achievable? At the same time, look, this is the bottom of Xmas challenge. Usually, historically, teams at the bottom of Xmas are going down. Just, I don't think in this circumstance where we are. Thank you, Kevin King Boateng. What do you think of the beta? It's not bad, and thank you for the follow, my man. Where you're watching from, of course. I like it a lot. I like the gameplay. I definitely like how players are thinking and everything. There isn't too many negatives really to say as a seasoned Football Manager player. I wouldn't say that there is too many negatives, or there isn't really things that are glaring. I tell you right now, if the game crashes right now, then we know that we have a problem on the 2nd of January, but it's fine. They reckon Robin Koch in for Liam Cooper, Hernandez for Rodrigo, and Rodrigo for Pamford. View the changes that they want. Not just yet. Norway, they're actually one of the few nations we're thinking of doing our main save with, where our build a nation save. So, Kevin King Boateng, definitely stick around, because we'll do that. And YouTube, of course, I've mentioned it earlier in the episode, but if you've made it this far, I haven't made my decision yet on what nation we are going to build a nation with here in Europe. Maybe it's Norway. At the moment, Denmark looks like it's winning, and Denmark is definitely something very interesting. We've looked at Austria. It'll be interesting with the salary. I'm not going to spend too much time on it in this episode. But down below, comment a nation. And there we are. I hate the new heart thing instead of the very simple percentages for the match and general fitness. I miss the old ones. Yeah, I miss this. And I do miss the round circle that used to tell you how awkward or convincing or accomplished or whatever they were in that position. That is it. Apart from those 2 things, I actually think the layout and everything they've gone into this game is really good. And hey, YouTube, down below, let us know what you think of the game so far if you're playing it. Anyway, we're going to submit the team unchanged. Look, we've just played 2 games against Southampton, and we've won both. We've gone from the relegation zone to off we go, and there we are. Helder Costa and Joe lack familiarity with the formation, we know that, but Luke Ayling, Rodrigo, and Patrick Bamford feel really, really, really happy in the system. There's no changes from last match, that is correct. There will be changes for the Millwall FA Cup game. Be interesting to see what that screen looks like. And there's no opposition instructions that have been set for the Spurs players as of now. I will set them when we get into this here. I also do miss that you don't go to the opposition screen before the game kicks off. I do love this screen, though. I've always said that, and I'll keep saying that. I love this screen. Score prediction in the chat, of course. They are going to line up with Loris Aurier, Yapnet Tangagan, Davis Sanchez, my favourite player, Sergio Rigatoni. And I'm mispronouncing names on purpose because there will be a series of me mispronouncing names everywhere. Lo Celso, Holgerberg, Harry Winks, Lucas Moura, Heung-min Son, and Harry Kane. You've also got Sissoko on the bench, Eric Dyer's on the bench, Vincius Bale not starting this time around. He did start when we were 1-1 and the game crashed, so there we are. I'm going to go with outstretched arms, and I want you to pick up where you left off last time because we did win the game 5-2, and they seem pretty motivated, which is nice to see. And then, look, the bench don't need to be fired up, and the rest seem composed, which is not bad. We reckon we're going to get beat 4-0 by Spurs. It could happen. Definitely could happen. We are going to ask what they reckon, and we are going to get on the press, because that's what we do on Football Manager. We're a bit of a pressing nut. I don't think it gets too bad. We're going to try and play our normal game. I'm confident we can do that. He's been brilliant when Rodrigo's versatility. I think he can last a full match, Luke Ayling, and I hope he can. Silly question. Have a think about it, really. Have a think about the question. You're really asking against Spurs, if we lose, we're going to be in the relegation zone. Mate, we could lose this game 4-1. On our day, we could win this game 4-1. Think of the question. Can I just say, the camera always seems to resort to 0 height. Just get me on some height. Actually, vertical scrolling, it's not the worst. Data analyst, like, if we could get the data analyst camera in a little bit, that's actually not bad as well. Let's watch a game like that. Nah, I feel too far away and the camera doesn't swing. I'm going to put it back on TV. And I think the height there is not the worst. Anyway, Heung-min Son now. Only at Ellen Road it happens, it seems. Anyway, Regulion, for people that actually want his name. I call him Rigatoni. Mr. Rigatoni is what I call him. And in the end, Meslier, with the claim, a minute in, from what we've seen, we've been okay at playing with the ball at feet. Instead, Meslier looks long for whatever reason. That is not in our mantra, mate. Under my right. Oh, the voice is going and Harry Kane is in. What a block. Falls to Kane. What a save. Under my mantra, as I was trying to say before the voice went, we're all about playing out from the back, mate. Come on, get on board. Harry Winks. Ball in back stick. Lucas Moura. Oh, my. Okay, Meslier. You could do what you like if you're going to pull off saves like that. It's 0-0 4 minutes in, and we have our goalkeeper to thank twice already. And there we are. Also, the team talks that when you want to talk to a single player or two, you now have to go individuals. You have to uncheck like 9-10 boxes, get the players you want. Yeah, I've heard that as well. I haven't had to do an individual one just yet. I usually save them for bigger games. Anyway, Harry Winks 15 minutes in. But this stage, in the game that crashed, it was 1-1. Harry Kane have scored and we just scored. Anyway, Ayling heads away. Rafinha's quick and we're good on the break as well. And off goes Rafinha. And I tell you what, out wide is a big switch. And he just ran into a bunch of players. If he just played the ball out wide, out the other side of Jack Harrison, we would have been in. And then Lucas Moura's missed. Meslier making a great save. But the beta feels good. I just feel like the main menus and stuff are a bit messy. I think they've tried to do too much with the menus. But I do love a lot of the screens and the in-depthness of how they're going with like tactics and your analysis and the behind-the-scenes stuff. I think is really good and like expected goals and all that. At the same time, I think this can be a little bit messy at times and sometimes like the team talks and that it's a lot going on, but it's something we'll get used to. Anyway, Loris now goes long, should be our ball, and Jack Harrison gets on it, and he's running down the line. But just pause, just stop. When he's here, there's one problem I have, right? And I wish we could, is there a drop-down bar here or something? I really wish that we could, rewind stuff. Oh, okay, we can. So he gets on the ball here, right? My problem is yeah, you can go down the line, right? And in the end, he does great, not a problem. In our system, he really should get on the ball, look inside. We should have Klitsch coming in this area. Klitsch should be able to get it, and we should be having, if it would let me zoom out, we should be having a fullback getting high and wide, and we should be having Rafinha come inside, and we're going to have all this space to exploit. So maybe it's something that maybe the system is a bit more fluent will learn. In the end, Harrison does the right thing, right? He thinks he can beat his man. He's taking me down the line. Great. Not a problem. We'll go back to live play now. But Vengeance, see what happens. In the end, it's a ball and it's cleared away, and now it's on the break. So In my mind, right, Harris should put his foot on it and look to come inside because that's what we have him set for. Instead, Son heads and we get hit on the break. Now, I'm not saying necessarily Harris has done something wrong and he's the cause of why the breaks happen there. But for me, right, all he's done is he's gone, okay, I'm going to beat a man down the line. Yeah, but then what? Who are you putting the ball into the box for? There's only 1-2 guys maybe in there, if that, right? Get the ball inside one touch. Klitsch gets on it. Big switch. You got your inside wing and Rafinha on the inside. Your fullback can overlap. He can put one in, and all of a sudden you're at the back stick. I've got another person. Put Spurs on the back foot. Instead, you turn into a 1v1 situation and a position where it's three Spurs players in the box and one of us. Has to be a miracle ball. In the end, Rafinha gets on it. It's a good move inside yet again. And Jack Harrison should be on his bike. In the end, he gets on it. This weird highlight. Phillips now. Why is our fullbacks taking forever to get up the field? Klitsch. Good. Phillips. Get into the... Thank you. There we are. Luke Ayling gets a ball. That's a ball to Rafinha. Get there. Cut it, my boy. Doesn't. Luke's still there. And now pop it in. Good. Rodrigo volley. Lo Celso with the diving header away. I won 6-1, but the according to expected goals is 1.3 to 0.96. And it all depends on the... Oh, Bamford. Oh, my. That all depends on the stats, though, Kevin King Botane. Expected goals doesn't include the goals you have scored. So it may have been that you had like 8 shots, 6 on target, so they're expecting you to score 1.3 for every goal. Bamford should score that. As long as he's on side, which VAR doesn't seem to be checking, it's 1-1. But yeah, so say if you had 8 shots, 6 on target, yeah, you scored all 6 goals on target. To expected goals, as Everton are beating Wolves 1-0, to expected goals, I'll be, okay, you should have scored 1.43 of these chances. And there we go. So it's 1-1 here. Happy with that. Apparently it's a tight offside that we're looking for. Oh, that looked off. It's counted. That's good. I tell you what, I think his back foot was offside. Anyway, I'll take that. Half-time, 1-1. Absolutely loving it. But yeah, as you can see, expected goals are 1.1 to 1.2. That is factoring in the chances that you've had. So, yeah, how big the chances are. That is correct. Last time I played, I had 2 open net shots from 7 metres and a free 1v1, and I had an expected of 1.3. That's like free if you ask me. It depends how the game interprets it, but I would agree that that would be about an expected goal conversion of at least 2.8 to 3, if that's how you're putting it. But like, in saying this, they've had 8 shots, 7 on target, but in the game's eyes, out of those 7 shots on target, they should have expected to score at least 1.1 of them. And it's an expected goal. It's not what is going to be scored as well. I like that they've included it as well. Outstretched arms. I'm happy with the performance. Mate, I'm over the moon. The boys look up for it. Like, 1-1 against Spurs. It's a relegation. Okay, come on. Don't do it to me, FM. Ball in, back stick. Sanchez over the bar. Great. I also missed the bar where you could like skip past highlights. There's no bar anymore. Just skip in the highlights. Like, what happens if I want to skip to like, when I watch this game back, I want to skip to that highlight in the 46th minute to complain about something. I can't. Anyway, Human Song. Ball into Rigatoni. I love saying that. It makes no sense, but there's that is a ball into Bamford. That is good. Bamford, one time, he went with the chip, put it wide. No, 60 minutes in, I'm really happy how things are going out here. We've had more of the ball. We're doing all right. Can I just say, why is there 2? Okay. There's 2 of our stats in there. We need to see what Spurs are doing. Anyway, Harry Winks. Ball into Tangana. That is offside. Hey, flag. Thank you. Harry Kane. He broke the rules. Penalise him. Goal checking review. I actually really like this screen so you know what they're checking for. Goal disallowed. Thank you, VAR. Now, hopefully they show it. I would love to see that they show this from a different angle. In the end, you could tell that they're all off. Bale's on for Son as well. Yeah, I like having both formations there so you can kind of see what's going on. And then here, I reckon you have Leeds stats, but as body language. So you know what they're feeling. I think that's your best setup. Anyway, 71 minutes played. Calvin Phillips doesn't look fit. Ailing's on a booking and looks dead. Like, he physically looks dead. So, Daniel Aramati's going to come in here. Stuart Dallas having a shocker as well. If we want to win this game, Helder Costa has to come in for Jack Harris. I think that's definitely the call. This is Helder Costa's moment, man. Like, first game against Southampton, he came on, scored 2 goals after the 75th minute off the bench. So, 83 minutes. A 1-1 draw I'm happy with. And with that in mind, I'm not going to make a time-wasting change. But at the same time, Noah Kenny's a bit more of a defensively-minded midfielder. So let's just get him on there and move into a deeper line playmaker, but on defend. Sit in, don't do much. And there we are. Klitsch also was on a booking, so that takes off another yellow card. And at full time, it's 1-1. I'm over the moon with that. We're yet to taste defeat as Leeds manager. Yet to taste defeat as Leeds manager. We've been in charge of 3 games. In today's episode, you've seen us beat Southampton twice now, right? And obviously draw at Spurs 1-1 and, 1-1 after the crash. So nice to know that it all played out and it's all nice and fair. But yeah, very happy with that, YouTube. I am extremely happy with the performance. Outro Psalms, yeah, boys. Love it. Demotivated, why? Why are you demotivated for, Helder Costa? What's the problem? And Klitsch, why are you demotivated? We just took a 1-1 draw against Spurs. Pop up. In the end, most of the team talk's done pretty well. Got to continue that. And I am over the moon with that, YouTube. And I think that is that episode done. We'll have a quick look at the fixtures coming up as well. After we do that, halftime team talk. Don't think there was a reason to replace him. Done. Alright, continue. If we have a look at our fixtures coming up, let's have a look at what games that we should bring you. FA Cup, Burnley, West Brom and Villa we should all win. I might bring you for a couple of big boy games. Like, look at this run. Maybe we'll give you the United, Liverpool, City triple header, I think, next episode. United, Liverpool, City triple header. Let's see how good we really are. Alright? And then, yeah, look, we just took a 1-1 draw against Spurs. You never know how good we're going to be. Anyway, YouTube, eventually this episode's been done. It's taken a bit longer than what we originally were planning for as well. Links down below. As always, live on Twitch. Go give us a follow. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel from Damo and everybody else here on Twitch. And Leeds United, of course. That's another episode of the Bottom of Christmas Challenge completed. Where we're going to finish this season, let's find out in the future episodes. I'll see you then for those. Thank you and goodbye.